Stoners, geniuses. Schro, what's up? Welcome to the show, the podcast. It's Thursday. So today, if you're listening to this on the day it releases, Thursday, the 14th of April, 2022, I could be like Schrodinger's cat right now for you. I am both alive and dead. Unless you're listening to this before 11 Central Time, then I'm probably just alive. Because I'm trying to get everything tuned in here. Yeah, I wish I had an audio burden. Surgery is tomorrow at 11. If I die on the table and you're listening to this afterwards, you'll be like, oh, I'm listening to a show, but I'm dead. You won't know. So I do have Friday's show written out. I know, my paper. It's loud. It's called the I Must Not Be Dead episode. I'm not going to let you know what it is about. It'll be some post-op stuff, I'm sure, but I'm not going to get too much into it. Ugh. Paper, so loud. I wonder how that sounds. I should listen to my podcast sometimes, and then I would know whether that was loud or not. Where are my notes at? Let's just going to go. I'm going to start with the highlighted stuff. Because I think I changed this show. Yeah. Hold on. Stoned. Oh, I will say that. So the last 48 hours, I was pretty much stoned straight. And I'm not just talking about I had cannabis in my system because that's pretty much a given. I'm just talking about stoned. And here's a quick thing. If you ever want to know whether I'm stoned, because I love to drive. I love to be in control. I love to drive. Ask me to drive you somewhere. Go, hey, do you want to run to the store real quick? Can you drive? If I say anything other than yes, it probably means that I'm stoned. Just so you know. So 48 hours stoned is pretty fun. I also wanted to give a shout out early on to the people in the society. And before I do that, since we're 2 minutes in, because usually this is like 52 minutes in or an hour 52 minutes in. If you're listening to the show, thank you. I appreciate it. Yay. Hold on. That's for you. That crowd, the studio audience goes crazy, and that's all for you, the current listeners. But what I want to do is have more listeners. And I don't know why. Because I'm not monetizing or doing anything with this podcast at this point yet because, well, you've listened to it. You know why. But I do want listeners. So just share the show with one person each day. Each time you listen, please share it with one different person. And just tell them to take a listen, a gander. However they receive their audible stuffs. I know. And I apologize. I forget sometimes that I'm a genius. And if I am talking too way above your head right now, I apologize, but you're the dum-dums. And that was for you, not for me. Actually, that should be for me. Because sometimes when I talk to people, like I'll run into someone new and I'll be like, oh, maybe. Nope. Mm-mm. Very rarely. Very rarely. And then they become a Dunkelman. So what can you do? Oh, yeah. And you know what? Dunkelman probably doesn't listen to the podcast, so I'm not going to have to hear any feedback about that. I was going to say, so share it. Please share. Thanks for following. I like doing this. This is a lot of fun. If I do a I Must Not Be Dead episode, I'm going to do it when I'm still ripped, like right when I get home from the hospital. It's an outpatient thing or supposed to be an outpatient thing. Know how that's happened before. I have gone in for an outpatient knee surgery and then not got out that day. So I know how that is. And I just found out, because I don't pay attention, because I'm a stoner. Or maybe I'm a genius and I just think I know more than what I think. Or just I anticipate things so I don't have to actually participate in them. But on all my paperwork, I have now found out that it's a thumb ligament repair versus a reconstruction. So, anyway, I'll have that to look forward to. I don't think I've said so in a while. Have I? Tim would be able to tell me if I've said so. I used to always use that as my starter word, filler word, kicker word, whatever word. Yeah, I don't think I've used it lately. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. So we'll see if Tim tells me. See how I used it there? I said, so we'll see if Tim tells me. I did that because that was a big joke that I talked about with the society. So I was going to tell the people in the society, I love you all. I need you to understand that. Now leave me alone. I'm just kidding. I enjoy being able to converse with them, interact with them, and the network that we have. It is usually the highlight of my day. Now, I will tell you that we need to make shirts, because I don't think it's probably copyrighted, from the University of Florida. So Bobby is what we would call a GBM, or a Gator by marriage, meaning married to me that she becomes a Gator. And a polar bear, because University of Florida, University of Alaska, don't ask. Now I'm in the middle. So anyway, anyhow, Bobby was a Gator by marriage, so a GBM. I guess she could also be a genius by marriage, GBM. Anyway, Gator by marriage, I bought her this tank top once. And on the front of it, so Bobby graduated from Wichita State University, but as for watching football, because they don't have a team, she was a Gator football fan. So she would wear Gator clothes during the fall, year round, whatever. So she had a shirt on the front, has a big Gator logo on it, and it says, "We're not snobs." And then on the back, it just says, "We're just better than you." And I believe that we should do something like that in the society. And I think that we should try to go by just the society. I don't make the rules. That's Alice. I'm just throwing out that. So if someone from the society, and I know you're listening, whoever's listening to this, let's pin that on the board and see if we can get our name officially changed to the society. Then we're less pretentious. So that way, and sorry, stoners, you're just going to have to bear with me for a second. And all you normal people that are listening too, I'm just talking to the geniuses here. So that way, if people just go, "Oh, you're part of the society," they'll want to talk to us. And then we get to talk to people, and then they'll find out, "Oh, no, I didn't know, I didn't want to talk to you." But then we get at least a few minutes of talking with someone. Yeah, just a thought. I love you. You are my tribe. That being said, I still don't want to share physical space with you. In this virtual environment that we have on the network, it is great, it's grand, I enjoy that. But if one of you shows up on my doorstep, I'm not answering the door. And don't feel bad. I just told you you're part of my tribe. My tribe, your tribe, anyone's tribe, unless it's Megan the Stallion tribe, I'm not answering the door. Probably. I'm not saying with 100% certainty. I'm just saying with a high degree of probability, I would not be doing that. What else do I have to talk about? Oh, this is Thursday. Was that for Friday or Thursday? Shit, I better not be reading Friday's notes, because if I'm dead, I don't want you to get all excited and then there's nothing more. Let's see. I have something else. Oh, I was reading highlighted stuff. What was the first highlighted thing I read? Oh, it was about whatever. So here's my other thing. Because of my surgery tomorrow, which is due to an injury that occurred during sexual relations with Bobby, I was on top of her. We were doing a move called going to town, and I won't say how my thumb was playing a part in this little thing we were doing. Little may be an understatement. This thing we were doing, but I tore the leg. I at least tore the ligament, which is a cool story. But if I end up having to have my thumb reconstructed from this, oh, hold on. I didn't even write this down, but I'm going to throw this out here. So last week or this past week, I was going to get Bobby and I was going to find a place to do a couples massage, because who doesn't want to hear their spouse moan at the hands of another person? So I decided I was going to look around. And then when I was looking, it was like $300 for both of us. And I was like, okay, whatever. Then I went to Amazon, Because once you find out what a price is in the real world, it's always best to go back to Amazon and just see what you can do. So I found a portable massage table with, I mean, it is complete. Like $112, I think it was shipped to me. Prime, so there's no shipping. Got here. I did that because I was like, I'm going to pay $300 for us to go get rubbed by another person, and I could get this table, and we could just rub each other at home. I probably should have been quicker with that rim shot. Because that's what would be happening. Or are we kidding? So this is what led me to talk about this. They need to, and I am going to put maybe I'll take a picture, a screenshot. I am going to post a review of this. I want to know how many people, when they get this massage table, and I am using air quotation marks here, massage table, how often or how long before it arrives and it's taken out of the box are people having sex on it? Because I will tell you, in our case, it was less than an hour. I didn't have any I was going to say I didn't have any buttons to push for that one, but I did. But it was last night. Okay, that's probably it. I feel like I should do it one more time, but you'll be mad. Okay. I'm really high, in case you can't tell. So it is an amazing massage table. And just like many massages, when a partner, and I'm generally going to say male, because I don't remember in our 26 plus years of Bobby massaging me and it turning into sex. I mean, like, just massaging my back and my shoulders and my lower back, my butt, sticking a thumb in my butt. I don't remember that ever happening in our 26 years together. Now, she's given me a massage and then we've had sex, but it was like, I don't think I think they were mutually exclusive endeavors. They just happen to, for lack of a better term, butt up against each other. Man, I'm going to wear that rim shot out, which I've said to Bobby a couple times. Man, I hope I don't die tomorrow on the operating table, or today, because I guess this would be today when I could be dead. I hope I'm not already dead on the operating table, although I am giving instructions to Dr. Elton to take photographs of my body. If you remember the upsetting photographs of Abu Ghraib prison, I want them to be similar to that, but with my approval. So if I pass away, I want them to be able to take pictures. Who knows? Maybe they're trying to woo a new doctor that's just getting out of their residence, whatever they do, to become an orthopedist. And, hey, we'll offer you cars, whatever. And then some of our patients are so cool, they'll let you do this. That may be a selling point. I'm not going to say it isn't. I'm not going to make up someone else's mind. So I've talked about the society. Thank you, my tribe. And you guys are everything I expected to. I think I've mentioned that before. Oh, yeah, get back to the sex thing. So I injure my thumb. And this is how bad I injured my thumb. And guys, you will understand this. And I'm just saying guys because I cannot speak from the female point of view. And Bobby's not with me, so I cannot ask her this information. But this injury was so severe that I was unable to finish sexual relations with my wife the night that it happened. That's how severe it was. I mean, because I'm just saying, because most guys have done something. You pulled a hammy, you sat on a ball wrong right when you're going in. Something happened that you still fought through it. You were injured and you felt it afterwards, but somehow you managed to focus and get through. And maybe not to your partner's climax, but at least to your own climax. And we're only talking about you at this moment. So my injury was so significant. And I just said that I don't speak for girls because I don't know. I don't know if Bobby's ever, I don't think she's ever had to fight through an injury to finish sex. And the only reason I say this, the only reason is because it seems like the mildest headaches that Bobby gets, we end up not having sex. That was a big lead-in for that joke. Hey-oh. Okay. What else am I going to talk about? I haven't finished because this is a highlighted thing, and I'm 15 minutes in. I keep rambling. I'm so excited. You guys are really going to miss me. You know who's going to miss me the most? Tim. Because I think Tim is a close second. Tim is a close second to me and being excited about coming out there next month, going out to Colorado. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I will tell you this also. Weekend at Bernie's this. If I die between now and then, I will have myself preserved in a way that Bobby can still bring me out there and we can enjoy the vacation, the trip. It'll be like, and to make it lighter, you guys could probably debone me, which is something I've never done to Bobby. I'm really going to run that button out. Debone. I would probably be lighter. I don't know how much lighter I would be, but people say I'm all skin and bone. So at that point, I would just be skin. So I think I'd be pretty light. Or maybe they're saying I'm all skin and bone because of my tremendously huge dick. I am enjoying today. I am glad that I went to work and then said, I can't be here. I did. I started crying. Today's probably been the worst day for me. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm wearing my dad's wedding ring. It fits me. I was going to try to incorporate it into my wedding ring. It's something that when he passed, whenever that was going to be, it was something I always wanted to try to do. I need to take it to a jeweler friend of mine and see whether it can be done. But maybe that's why I'm in such a good mood, because he's with me on my hand today. Which didn't sound good. So would you guys shut the fuck up for a minute so I can finally get to what I was going to say 10 minutes ago? You guys are annoying as an audience sometimes. I'm just kidding. I wonder how often like podcast or radio hosts or whoever turn so quickly on their audience. I did that quickly. I'm sorry. I apologize. Mostly to Tim. Let's see. Okay, so here's the best thing about the sex injury is that if I ever decide to start a punk rock band, I'm going to call it the Sex Thumbs. Kind of like the Sex Pistol, or just Sex Thumb would be better. Injured sex thumb. Nope. Thumb sex injury. I don't know. No, I like Sex Thumb. Sex Thumb without the S, and that's how I've written down. So I am making the declaration now that if I do start a punk band, it's going to be called Sex Thumb. And don't let me ever change that. Today, originally, it was going to be talked about music, reggae music. I love reggae music. Now, I have found recently that I will search reggae music on YouTube and just have music running in the background. I have found reggae music, the performers, to be whiter and whiter. Not saying that's good or bad. It's just something that I've noticed in the music that I listen to. That is my favorite. If I have a genre of music that I'm going to listen to for the next 24 hours, whatever, or I've always said for eternity, that would be it, reggae. Classical music is what I use for you all. I feel bad sometimes, and sometimes. Let me rephrase. Strike that from the record, I rephrase. I always say things I just say stuff. So sometimes people will think that we're more friendly, better. I don't know how to say it because it's not something in my vocabulary, so I don't know how. closer, maybe, I guess would be a good word. That, and I need to relate this back to the young times because, yeah. So what I said was I went, and I probably mentioned this before, and I'm sorry, I'm a stoner. So stoners, you can enter back into the, I'm sorry, I did not give you permission to enter back into this conversation when I was talking just to my tribe, the geniuses. You're welcome back. I hope that you have been listening and maybe not paying attention, but now you're paying attention again. Welcome back to the show. So I went to Target to pick something up, a mobile order, and I had classical music playing, which I always do in the car, and the young gentleman comes out, puts the stuff in my back seat. He goes, "I love your music." I go, "It's so I don't kill anyone." Or it's so I don't murder anyone. That's all I said. The only time this kid's ever met me, to my knowledge, is I'm just saying it's so I don't murder anyone. And I started thinking about that because I'm going to go ahead and say he told someone else, probably. And rightfully so. I mean, I was kidding, but probably, and rightfully so, he told someone else. I don't need to say probably anymore. As I was saying it, I was like, I probably don't need to say that. Get it? Yeah, you do. I just wanted to use that button again, which is what never mind. This is going to be a sex joke. It was going to take a long time to get there, so I'm not going to do it. I don't have that kind of time. I may die tomorrow at 11, which would be 20, can't do the math. 20-ish hours. Blah! And if I don't die, we're going to do a lot of sound effects. So Catherine, when she was on the host last week, she had some sound. She did it, and I don't know what it was. It was like, think about if you have a dog, and I'm assuming a cat would be similar in way, and they were throwing up. It was like I don't think that was exactly it. I would have to ask Catherine, but it was somewhere was not too dissimilar from what she was doing. So we're going to record a whole bunch of sounds so I can just beep, boop, boop, beep, beep, just touch, because I'm so good at integrating the soundboard to what's going on in the conversation. I feel like, why not add more sounds? Why not make this more difficult? So the only interaction I had with this kid from Target is, it's so I don't murder someone. How would it be like if you saw someone and you're like, "Oh, I like that hat." And it's like, "Oh, it's so I don't murder someone." You would probably go, huh. Not quite the response I was expecting. So I'm sure that's what they felt. Country music, I will have to mention, I did not like country music until I met Bobby. Now, I do have a theory on this. I met Bobby in 1996. That was our one-night stand. And it was weird because she made me put on cowboy boots that I did not own and listen to country music that I did not like that first night when she came home with me. But yet I still went back for more. That's how good her pussy was. Or no, that probably needs applause. I know that she doesn't listen to this because she would be like, I would rather you say vagina. I'm just kidding. She doesn't. We've talked about it. It's a word. It all means the same thing. Some she likes more than others. Country music I did not like until I met Bobby. I met Bobby in February 3rd, 1996. Not that I know the exact date of our one-night stand, but if I did, I would say it was somewhere between February 2nd and February 4th. Just letting you guys get to February 3rd on that one. You're welcome. I feel like I should smoke more marijuana. But alas, I will not. I am. Who are we kidding? I'm just not going to tell you. So country music I didn't listen to. Here's my theory of why I've started listening to it now. I believe that during the late 90s and early 2000s, because it wasn't like I met Bobby and her pussy was so good that I said, I'm going to listen to country music and buy cowboy boots. I mean, I did buy cowboy boots not too long afterward because they give great traction. And if you put spurs on, depending on the spurs that you have, they can make things more enjoyable in bed. Or less enjoyable if you're not well-versed at using spurs. I digress. I believe that the transition in country music, because it was more, the reason I remember this, even though it's been 26 years ago, I remember saying the reason I did not like country music is it all sounded the same to me. It was about the dog running away, the girl leaving, the whatever the case may be. And to me, it had the same twang, I want to fuck my sister type vibe to it. All of it did. So then in the late 90s and early 2000s, I think that's when it started changing. And then, later on you get, stuff that you're like, really? That's country music? That's classified as country? Because there is some stuff out there like that now. So country music, I couldn't stand until I met Bobby. I will tell you one thing that I have noticed in country music, comparing contemporary country music to the contemporary music that I generally listen to. There is a lack of representation of ass eating in country music. I don't know this for a fact. I will say that I would say country people that like country music and sing country music, eat ass or having their ass eaten at the same percentages as the rest of the world. Or at least the rest of America. Let's just say that. I don't think that they can say, oh, well, I'm country, so I'm not into that. There's a lot of things they can say they're into. Big trucks, beers, fishing, sex with their sisters. But you know what? They don't talk about ass eating a lot. And you know what? I would even take a song about ass eating someone's sister at this point, if it wasn't a country song. I just wanted to see how long it would take for someone to go, oh, wow. Because I thought maybe on that break right there that you'd be like, this would be a good time to turn this off. Because I believe he just said he needed to hear a country song about eating their sister's ass. Now, I will tell you, I'm not saying that I would look forward to it. Yeah, I would. I would look forward to the song. I'm not saying that I would be on board with eating your sister's ass. But if that's what it's going to take to get it in a country song, I will take. You got to stop somewhere. You can't let perfection stand in the way of progress. So we got to get to ass eating country songs. If you got to ass eat your sisters, you need to ass eat your sister. And fuck it, I don't know anymore. I'm just saying that. Long story short, there should be more ass eating in country music. There. Technically, if you want to try to drive people to make songs like that, then maybe it should be a category in the Grammys. Best new genre, and this year it'd be ass eating. Next year it'd be prostate massages. I don't know. Let's see. Oh. Two other things. Death metal. I don't get it. Now, I will tell you a lot of people, including Bobby, they do not like classical music. I believe it's their lack of taste. And if you're like, did you just say Bobby has a lack of taste? Yeah, I did. She married me, so hello. I mean, it's look at me. I mean, whatever. So, I get it. Classical music may not. The reason I like classical music myself is it slows me down. It calms me down. It's like almost like white noise to me, because as I listen to the music, I'm listening to the actual music, as opposed to like a lot of the songs I listen to, it is actual white noise where I'm not even listening to it. It's just background clutter going on. But it's something that's consistent. So that's why I do have soundtracks in the background for me, so that I understand what the fuck is going on with whatever I'm trying to focus on. That's just stuff. With classical music, I am listening to the actual song itself. I'm amazed people's brains work and they can actually do something in a song like that where you have strings and woodwinds, and it's just, to me, it's amazing. So that's why I listen to classical music. I understand a lot of people don't get it. Now, I don't know if they heard classical music where they would just be like, nah, I can't. Like, and so me, I could shut, like, there could be any sound, and at this point, I honestly believe I could shut that. I mean, I can just shut that off and just disconnect that part of where it just doesn't bother me. It's going on, and I'm aware of it, but it doesn't bother me. Death metal's not one of those. Death metal is, I hear it and I'm like, and I've had cars drive up next to me and people are driving down the road listening to that. I'm like, wow. But if that's what calms them down, that's cool too. I mean, I'm all for that. And if they stay in their lane and use a blinker and know how to merge, fucking listen to whatever you want. I don't get it though. I know some people that listen to it. I don't get it. They can try explaining it to me. Does not make a difference. I don't get it. Techno music and EDM. Now, I will tell you the object of my desire right now, and I just like saying stuff that, what, huh? My object of my desire right now for my prospective co-host, Catherine, had mentioned at one point, I think it was techno or electronic dance music or something like that, and that could be a deal breaker. I probably need to get clarification from Catherine as to the type of music that she listens to, because if she's co-host, she's going with Bobby and I to Colorado on the trip next month for our interviews and things out there, and I am all for giving everyone in the car the ability to listen to their own music at some time, but I have to draw a line. Death metal, electronic, dance music, techno. Although, that's why I got to listen to it, because I don't know. What I'm picturing in my head is like something that you might picture in a Bangkok nightclub at 3 a.m. And if you're like, well, I've never been to a Bangkok nightclub at 3 a.m. Go ahead and just try whatever you think that picture would be like. Go with that. That's all I had on music, I think. Oh, I want to tell the listeners in Liechtenstein hi again. I wanted to make a sex joke about that, but what I wrote down doesn't make any sense. No, so sometimes when I am high and I'm doing notes, they don't make sense. Sometimes I write notes in the dark, so they don't make sense because I can't find a light. And sometimes I write notes while high and in the dark, and then that's generally my best material. I'm trying to think if I die tomorrow and I go to hell, what most... I don't think hell's going to be fiery lava, oceans of lava, and burning. I mean, honestly, my hell would be if it was 65 degrees and all I had was shorts and a t-shirt. Or another hell would be walking around in wet clothes on a hot day. Like log ride, like Worlds of Fun in Kansas City. Oh, I hated that. Because everyone that we were with, our family, maybe they were used to peeing on themselves or something. I don't know why they like wet clothes so much. But when it would get hot. So they would, my dad, who just passed, which I get. And I understand the reasoning, and I would do it myself. I do it myself. I do. Do, I said. I said do on a podcast. I do myself. But he would want to go to like Worlds of Fun on the hottest day because then less people would be apt to go and things like that. But then when we get super hot, it's like, let's go on the log ride because you get splashed and you get wet and you get cooled off, which is fine and dandy. If you can fucking change clothes. Now you're covered with green whatever water, and it's not like a green, like a natural green. It's like an unnatural green. Like Like if the Grinch had diarrhea, that type of green. Like just this nasty green water. And then you're soaked all day. And then it's like, let's go walk around in these wet soaking clothes now. Oh, fuck, I hate wet clothes. So yes, that would be my hell. And then it would be stupid people. Stupid people in wet clothes. Because most likely what would happen is, this would be my scenario. So here's how my hell plays out. I'm wet and in clothes, and I'm walking around, and I find all these people in clothes, and so I just decide to ask if they want to change clothes. Would you like some wet clothes? I see you have dry clothes on. So now I'm with stupid people. So it's me in wet clothes, and then everyone else has dry clothes, but they're all stupid. And so I say, hey, I'm freezing, these wet clothes. I really want to get out of them. Do you have any? And they would be like, yes, you can have my clothes. And then they wouldn't be able to figure out how to get their shirt off or take their pants off or their shoes off or their socks. I don't know how this stuff works. So that would be my hell. And I would just stare at them and I'd be like, I couldn't help them physically, but I could tell, but just pull your shirt off over your head or unbutton it. And they'd be like, I don't understand the words coming out of your mouth. So that would be it. Or because I want to learn a second language or just any language, I would be like, oh, yeah, clothes. I could see, and they'd be like, oh, you're so wet. Those are the only words that they know in English. Oh, you're so wet. And then when I'm like, oh, I need dry clothes, then I don't understand them. So that would be my hell. So I hope I don't end up in hell because I'm going to be wet and cold with a lot of stupid people. Which, oddly enough, would have been Tuesday night if I would have gone out because it was raining here. Let's see. We've talked about the lack of ass eating in country music. That probably should have been higher at the list of stuff. I'm going to send Tim. I actually made a logo for Tim. So if you want to know Tim, how to spell that, if you're wondering. So Tim is T-I-M. Tim is T-I-I-I-I-M. So there's 4 M's in Tim, and I actually made a logo for that. So I need to make sure that I mention that. I need to get that logo to Tim in case I die, in case I croak. Although I'll be there next month in just a weekend at Bernie's type capacity, I would still be there. Teriyaki Madness. The McCurries own multiple Teriyaki Madness. Everyone that I've ever talked to, including my wife that has eaten at one, rave about them. I, however, will be getting my first experience when we go out to Colorado next month. So that will be fun. Hot tub interviews. I've mentioned this. They're supposed to be taking place. Alas, I was so excited to get hot tub interviews up and going. So it's going to be at least a video. It's going to be some sort of series, whether it's once a month, once a week, a daily thing. I don't know. What I can tell you is I will not be able to fully participate in the first one because I will have a cast on. I don't know, man. I literally will talk to my doctor before my surgery tomorrow, and I'll make her feel bad because I'm going to say, if I survive this surgery, and she'll be like, why wouldn't you? And I'd be like, well, I'm having surgery again. I mean, hello. It's a different hand than she did last time, but so I will find out what the chances are that I could have some sort of removable splint cast something at that time. Because that's the other thing. I don't want to sweat. I mean, even if I put it in a plastic bag, then I'll sweat balls. Not literally my balls will sweat onto my cast, but I'll probably sweat in there. And I'll have 2 weeks left, but I've had enough casts in my life to know that at the end of near their expiration date of when they're about ready to be removed, they don't always reflect the best smell. similar to if I just had ignored any efforts with hygiene on that particular part of my body. So I can't wait for that. Oh, that trip's going to be so much fun. Do I have notes for today on this back page? Yeah, stoned. Oh, yeah, I did. I did not. Oh, I still got more Shola. Fucking A. Thought I was almost done. Hold on. If I'm going to do more show, is this on? Hello, is this thing on? Hello? It is. Let's see. Oh yeah. So I started watching a movie today when I came home on Amazon Prime called The Protege. I have not watched the whole thing. Samuel L. Jackson, Maggie Q, the original Batman, Michael Keaton. I didn't want you all to think Adam West. So I will say, first of all, Michael Keaton's character in the movie, I've not completed the movie yet. I do like because he is just very straightforward. It's not a spoiler alert. At one point, he says to someone, gives them their card, and it's as a romantic interest. He gives it to Maggie Q, and he's like, how long do you think it'll be before you call me? And that'd be something that I would say. Because I think I 100% know I did that with Bobby. The night that I met her, or the day after I met her, trying to get her to come back for a little more love, because I was pussy whipped, which was odd because her pussy actually had a whip, and it would be great if I had a whip sound and not spike my microphone right there. So he says whatever's on his mind, one of those "you're gonna kill me, you're gonna fuck me" type things. And if no one's had that conversation with someone, are you living? I don't know. Let's see. What else? Because I made notes about this movie. Because so the first notes that I made was because of the opening scene. If you want to find someone, make them want to find you. That's the easiest way to find someone. Is make them want to find you. It's a lot less work as well. And I've always thought this, but what was the name of the, damn it, I can't think of the name because I'm stoned out of my gourd. Office something or other. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, anyhow, there's a scene from it. There is something in this movie also that is very valuable. And so often when things are valuable, the way that they have to protect them is they spend money for security measures where you just make it less attractive. So let's say this. So the Lexus that I have a Lexus SUV, and I've had it for quite some time. And it was destroyed in a hailstorm. It was totaled out in a hailstorm. So, and I mean, we lost 3 cars that day in this hailstorm. It broke the windshield, not bad. I mean, just in a small spot, but I mean, beat the shit out of the top of the car, hood and roof and some other things. So the insurance company was going to give me the check for the amount that it was worth. Which was a sizable amount, still into the 5 digits. And so I asked whether I could buy the car back. And they were like, yeah. And they told me how much, and I bought it. And it wasn't literally pennies on the dollar, but it was. I mean, it was less than $3,000 what we bought the car back for. And so now I have a car that's worth a shitload of money that I only paid technically $3,000 for. So yes, I have less of a skin in this game now but I don't see it as a $3,000 car or whatever we ended up paying for it. It's the car because I don't drive it for the way it looks. And that's what I love about it now is that people would walk by and not give this a second look, my car, because they may see it from a distance, go, oh, there's a Lexus. But once you get closer, it's like, oh, shit. And most people will be like, oh, if they're going to let that happen to their car, huh? So, and no one's going to want to take that. If it looks that bad on the outside, how's it going to be under the hood? Well, guess what? It's surprisingly amazing under the hood. God, I hope I have this car forever. But I was going to say in this show, this guy has a van and he spray painted rape van on the side of it. And someone asked him, they go, someone vandalized your van. He goes, no, I did that. And they go, why did you do that? He goes, well, I couldn't afford an alarm and a can of spray paint was cheaper. He goes, no one's going to do anything to a van that says rape van. You're going to steer clear of that. The only ones that may go near it are going to be cops. And then cops are going to be like, I don't get this, and then leave it alone. So yes, make it where the information, like, I don't understand that when people talk about encrypting their information. I mean, I do understand that. If you want me to point out something, so people are worried about their identity being stolen, their credit. You know, they don't want someone to steal their identity and start opening up credit cards in their name. You know who has to worry about that? People with good credit. You know what? I bet you if someone has shitty credit, and I don't know what the lowest credit score is, 200, 300. I don't know what the lowest credit score is. So whatever the lowest credit score is, let's say you had that -1. Is anyone going to want to steal your identity? And I'm not saying you should go tank your credit scores and everything so no one steals your identity, but it just proves the point that once that information becomes less valuable, no one's going to want to do that. They might want your information for another reason, but now you've taken that reason away. So this movie gave me so much hope from the first scene, and then the dialogue kicked in. I was like, fucking A. And it just hasn't, Michael Keaton has some good lines in it, but for the most, not enough to make up. Not enough that when I finish this movie, and I will finish it, don't get me wrong. When I finish this movie, I will not be happy that I finished it probably. Although, I will say, and I don't feel bad about saying this, if I had to pick one thing about this movie I love, it's Maggie Q. Big fan of Maggie Q. Always have been, so I enjoy watching her on screen. She's a badass. And not like she's like a badass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. I don't think that last hit. I'm going to have to, if I survive, one of my upcoming shows is going to be Flower versus Carts. Because while Carts they will help me with my like arthritis, the pain, the discomfort, and things like that. I will tell you overall, my overall well-being from a physical and mental state is much better with Flower. I'll just say that. But I got to do Carts because I'm going to be down a hand for 6 weeks and there's no grinding. Although I will tell you, I have had offers that people have made to come over and grind for me. I hope they were talking about my drugs. Anyhow. I did put, is this how people really talk? So one of the things that Bobby hates doing is watching movies with me. Because I usually will figure them out very early on. It's surprising for me and it's surprising for Bobby. She's like, you didn't see that? Like, ugh, can't believe I'm sleeping next to you, idiot. So I will say that the movie, I've always said, write a movie, let me watch it, and I get it. If I'm going to watch it, you've already fucking finished it, so you're not going to, but I could change the dialogue and make the movie better. I think most geniuses could. And not like, just make and maybe they need to be predictable. Maybe people like that predictability. And if they do, I am sorry. Because that makes you a... But if that's how people normally talk, maybe that's why I don't like talking to people normally. Ooh, see what I did there? That was good. That was so good. I should probably end the show on that. I will tell you, if I survive my surgery tomorrow, I will do my best to record Friday's show while as high in a many good hospital drugs as possible. And I may see if I can get a little roadie, just telling them that when I get home, I'm going to do a show. So we'll see. I don't think that they can do that legally or ethically. But what? I'm not even going to ask because I could probably get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. Let's see. Friday's show is going to have some good stuff, although it may totally change. What am I going to talk about? Romans stabbing people. Tokyo, Jerusalem, and stay-at-home bombs. Yeah. So those are just tidbits. So those are the... shit. I probably shouldn't have even teased you with those. Because if I die tomorrow on the operating table, then you're going to be like, fuck. It'll be like a show that you thought was going to come back for another season and then didn't. And you're very unsatisfied with the way it left. I feel like I may have just done that to a number of people. So for you people that I just did that to, I apologize. For everyone else out there, fuck off. I'm just kidding. 2 weeks from tomorrow, if I continue to do 5 shows a week, 2 weeks from tomorrow will be an episode. It will be episode 69, and it will be devoted fully to the video and song 3435 by Ariana Grande. Or Ariana Grande, but I think it's Ariana. I mispronounced her name. That wouldn't be surprising me. Okay, let's see. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to go get high and do my best to survive surgery tomorrow. And it's really not for me. I'm fine. I'm at Beast Checks in the mail. I'm pretty sure I know where I'd be going, so... At least it's warm there right now. Anywho, anyhow, anyway, for you that have listened, if this happens to be my last show of all time, if you find out that the Schrodingers, God, I can't say that when I'm high, Schrodinger's cat, and you find out that I'm the dead version of that cat, I apologize. So I hope, damn, I just used so. Have I been using it? I feel like now I've been using it. Now that I brought it up earlier in the show and I just said it there, I feel like I've just been... It's kind of like when I walk around and my dick's hanging out of my fly because I'm so used to that I don't even notice. And like Bobby's like, can you put that away? And that's a best case scenario. Worst case scenario is when anyone else is pointing out that my dick's hanging out. And I will tell... Nope, I will not tell anyone anything. Man, I hope I survive. I'm having fun doing this. I hope to talk to you all on Friday. If not, yeah, it sucks to be y'all. Because I will be doing something fun in heaven or hell. Don't know which. Pretty sure I know exactly which. Bye. Talk to y'all. Maybe.